Hey there, welcome to this course on eliminating code fear. In this first lesson, I want to go over the course structure so you get a better idea as to what you'll achieve from the effort that you put in. This course is expected to be hands-on with your development environment fired up and ready to go along with me as I code. And the motivation behind this course actually came from a paper that I read a few years back that talked about how poorly candidates perform in coding interviews. And surprisingly, a large fraction of applicants, even those with master's degrees and PhDs in computer science, fail during interviews when asked to carry out simple, basic programming tasks, such as iterating over a loop and print numbers from 1 to 10, or solve, common fizz-buzz type problems, which you'll see later on in the course. And I've experienced this firsthand myself when I interview candidates for software development positions. They could have a long background in framework design and different technologies and different programming languages, but when they're posed with an interesting programming problem, their code falls apart. And the fact is, you don't need a college education to become a good programmer. Simply, there's a big divide between people who can program and those who can't. And that difference has to do with mastering the fundamental building blocks of programming. And that's basically method-level coding and the mastery of topics like control flow, data structures, loops, logic, and recursion. You can't learn programming by reading books. The fact is, you just need a lot of practice. And if someone has written hundreds or thousands of methods or control structures and practiced solving several recursion problems, they would be much better off in a coding interview than someone who has memorized, a couple of algorithms and read books, but only solved a handful of coding problems. So if you want to be a superb programmer, you have to program a lot and work on solving challenging problems that stretch your capabilities. And this course offers a systematic and structured way for you to acquire that practice using only a subset of the Java language without getting sidetracked into other areas of software development or the depths of the Java language itself. You won't have to worry about that. There are over 40 coding challenges in this course that you have to complete. You'll be writing hundreds of methods with that many more loops and thousands of coding instructions and really strengthen your logic in the process. And all of this is going to make you a much stronger and confident programmer. Now, the first section of the course contains prerequisite lessons that talk about the very basics of variables and assignment and different types of operators, methods, conditionals, and loops, and even a little bit of recursion in Java. So if you already have a basic understanding of what those are, you can actually skip ahead and go directly to the puzzles section. But if you need a refresher on those topics, which I recommend, definitely watch those lessons because there are some interesting puzzles in there as well. I'd recommend starting right from the beginning and working your way through if you need that refresher. And during the lectures after explaining a particular concept, I'll test your knowledge frequently by giving you a coding puzzle that you have to complete. So I'll ask you to, pause the video and work on a particular assignment before continuing. So once you're done with the puzzle, you can continue watching the lesson as I explain the solution step by step. After you've completed the puzzle section, we'll get into object orientation and you'll have to complete larger assignments. We'll go into a little bit more depth in the Java language. And all the knowledge you gain in this course is language independent. And what that means is you can apply this in languages like Python, Ruby, C#. So this will make you a better coder overall and basically make you a master at providing succinct instructions to the computer on how to solve a programming problem. And you'll be that much more confident in your interviews. And towards the end of the course, I'll introduce some of the most important algorithms, such as binary search and merge sort, along with some data structures such as stacks, queues, linked lists, and so on. But by that time, honestly, you would have written so much code that if I give you instructions on how the algorithm works, verbally, you should be able to code it up yourself. Now, the editor that we'll be using in the course is Eclipse. That's the development environment that we'll be using. So please follow the instructions that I've provided on how to download and install that editor on either Windows or the Mac. So it's time to roll up your sleeves and get ready to supercharge your programming skills. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.